few minutes ago. Bill Belichick, who is in his 70s, is currently dating a young lady who is 24. Her name is Jordon Hudson. While they are dating, Jordon said, I'm going to get my entrepreneuress on, and she filed a bunch of trademarks for herself and for Bill Belichick. And most of them were denied. Why were they denied? Some of them were denied because, like I said, they were owned already by the Patriots, right? And I was asking the audience on TikTok and Instagram, but YouTube, please let me know. Do you associate Bill Belichick with anything outside of football and the Patriots? Is there anything that we know Bill Belichick for? I would argue no, right? So, because his girlfriend was trying to file these trademarks, namely "do your job," which any Patriots fan knows is the Patriots own that. Also, "no days off." Because they were already trademarked by the Patriots in the same realm for merch and sports and entertainment, those trademarks were denied. When you are in an industry, you cannot have two of the same name within the same industry. Like think about Dove soap and Dove chocolate, right? Dove soap and Dove chocolate can exist in the same universe, in the same store, because Dove soap and Dove chocolate are in two different industries. You're not going to find soap and chocolate on the same shelf at the store. They're in two different sections. So that's why they can exist. But when you try to have the same name in the same industry or the same trademark in the same industry, that can cause confusion. So the Trademark Office said, no, you cannot have "do your job." No, you cannot have "ignore the noise," the Belestrator, and "no days off," right? And then she also filed a trademark for the term "gold digger" for jewelry, and that is still being examined. But I say that to say this: when you want to file in a category, when you want to file a trademark, you're going to want to search the USPTO website to make sure that name is not already trademarked, or that phrase is not already trademarked, right? Because if it is, and you submit your application, they're going to deny you, and they're not going to give you your money back, right? And if you're doing this through a lawyer's going to charge you minimum like $1,300 to file a trademark, and they're not going to give you their money back either. So for those of you who don't have money to waste, like Bill Belichick, because he is a multimillionaire, that's pocket change for him. We need to be, more careful about, how we use our money, because we need to reinvest that into our businesses, right? So when we're filing our trademarks, we need to make sure that we do a thorough search for file to make sure nothing is already filed. Now, you can do that on the USPTO website. There are other services, but I do suggest that you use a legal professional like myself to make sure that terms and phrases are not already trademarked, so that you don't waste your money. Okay. And depending on the phrase, sometimes you can get around it with, special colors or special fonts and things like that. But you still want to consult with a legal professional to make sure you're doing it in the right way. Okay. So, good luck to Bill Belichick and this 24-year-old girl. Listen, I know she's having fun spending his money. Okay. Break me off a piece, girl. All